Hails and welcome to Black Metal Dual Review. Today we have two bands, one from Finland and one from Norway. Which one gonna beat the other one? We'll see about that. But here we have Graveborne from Finland with their album called 1918, third album by the band, and the debut album from the Norwegian, the already kind of a modern, not say kind of classic or cult act, but something along those lines. One tail, one head. Worlds open, worlds collide. Which one is gonna beat which one? I don't know, but let's check it out. So as you can see, this one is beautiful digipack, kind of atypical for a black metal release. It's not black and white and all that stuff, but kind of a golden color here, shades of kind of a golden yellowish, and the other is just kind of a dark brown. Obviously, you have the CD here, but there's nothing but brown, as you can see. Then we have, obviously, the booklet, which I'm gonna show you a bit while I tell you a little bit of this band. Now, this band has been there for quite a while, about 10 years or so, and they have been playing live and whatnot, so this band has kind of a cult following already, even though there is no full-length album out yet prior to this one. However, there are some mini releases, so this band is not just having some gigs and then some, but also being active on the release parts, but just feel missing the kind of key essence, which is usually a black metal full-length album. Now the music of One Tail One Head is not very typical black metal, and at the same time it kind of includes those typical parts, all the way from riffs to kind of shrieky vocals and all that stuff, and a kind of a dark atmosphere. I want to say that this is, the new black metal name from Norway, which you should be checking out. But unfortunately, that would be me lying. The thing here is that One Tail One Head is kind of a black metal band that leaves me a little bit, kind of a lukewarm feeling. Kind of like, yeah, I know what these guys are after, but I just can't grasp of it. I mean, for example, all the riffs and all the compositions, they might have these kind of a fast tempo parts, but also able to slow down and kind of create these black metal riffs, which are essential to a black metal release. But I don't feel the spark there. I don't feel the magic. I don't feel the that urge to actually give this album another spin. I went it for a few times, and all I basically got was this loud bass guitar sound, which is kind of nice for a Jane's. But when it comes to the actual songs and compositions, it's like, man, I've been through this a million times before, and this is not gonna change it. A mediocre album is a mediocre album. I kind of wish that this band would actually be more powerful with their debut, considering how much time and effort they have been putting into this band for so many years. And with debut album like this, this is not your next Norwegian black metal messiah. Very basic, and at the same time they kind of have their own vibe, but not in a good way. It's just like these guys are missing the kind of like the point here. Why make an album if you don't have killer riffs, killer songs, killer production, or at least 1 or 2 points out of those? And to be honest, I find this album a little bit dull. I'm not gonna call it weak album. It's not bad, but to be honest, mediocre. Well, the next band, which is from Finland, is not approaching black metal in a typical way. This is not about satanic topics. This is not about Luciferianism or putting Jesus to grave or raping angels and all that stuff. This is about war. And coincidentally, 1918, which is just some 100 years away, soon after Finland got its independence. This is about those ages, By the way, nice feeling with the booklet here. And unlike before, now this band is fully going Finnish. As you can see, there are old photos here. Also, all the lyrics, like this kind of a road of a ranger or jogger, and white versus red, basically people from different political parties are here. So this album is more about history and war and violence, civil war and whatnot, than being about your typical black metal ideas. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but or nothing, there is nothing wrong with that. But it's not for everybody for obvious reasons. People who want to have their black metal releases because they want to have their Luciferianism, Satanism, satanic topics and whatnot included. Well, this is not an album for them. So, what it gives you music-wise? Well, kind of a traditional mid-tempo black metal with some other parts. But unfortunately, unlike the previous album by this band, this is actually a sidestep. Not only they have shifted from from the lyrics, different path, but also music-wise they're going to different direction. Their debut album was not very good. It was kind of a mediocre plus maybe. Then they stepped up and made a good one, and now they're kind of like back to square one, only in a different ways. And in this case, this kind of a dual review is kind of a hard because none of these albums are exactly great or none of are exactly weak. Both are quite mediocre, with maybe Graveborne being a little bit better. There's some good parts which I enjoyed, but most of the time it's just like, guys, you're wasting the material here. You're wasting the potential to create such good riffs because, production-wise, scream-wise, everything is basically there. But more than that, I mean, I don't give a damn if the production is not that good, if the songs are great. But on the other hand, doesn't matter how good your production is if your songs just suck. Well, this is not a sucky one, but for Finnish black metal standards, I feel it's a bit mediocre. Like I said, it's going back to square one. So having these kind of albums where both are the same genre, not that different apart from it being different country, I find it really hard to pick just one to be the winner because, to be honest, I wouldn't be spending my own money on neither of these releases. Like I said, I'm not gonna call these bad because they are not that, but they are kind of a lukewarmish. So if I had to pick the winner, it would be just by an inch, the Graveborne one. So, two black metal albums, unfortunately mediocre-ish. Only for the boneheaded ones who just want to hear every possible black metal albums released out there. Both are 2018 releases. One Tale One Head is a bit newer one from October, and this is from the past months. I think it was released during the summer, so both are out. Go check them out and figure out yourself if they're your kind of tea. But if you're short on money, just wait for some better stuff to come your way. Thanks for watching and see you soon. Signing off.